Hello there, I am Erica Harris, and this is the Maverick Theory. We're going to jump right in, and it's going to be a wild ride, just like this hair, and we're going to just flow. Today is a new moon. We had a partial solar eclipse, and I want to get into a little bit about what that means for you guys and what you should be expecting during this time, and especially because we're still in the middle of retrograde. And if I'm not mistaken, retrograde ends mid-April, because we're going to finish retrograde and it's going to go direct, and then we're going to go into the post-shadow period of retrograde, which sometimes is even more hectic than the actual retrograde or the pre-shadow period of retrograde. But I wanted to come on earlier today. It's 9:30 p.m. because my allergies would just not let me be great. No matter how spiritual I am, no matter how many homeopathic remedies that I create for myself, it seems like I was destined just to have allergies during the best season of my life, which is spring, my birthday season. Shout out to the Aries. It is your birthday season. My mom was an Aries, so shout out to all the Aries. You guys are really, really special and unique individuals. But Taurus is up next. Big Taurus energy. If you're a Taurus, please drop a Taurus symbol below to let me know that you're a Taurus, and you may get a free intuitive reading for your birthday. My birthday is May 18th. If you share birthday with me, drop that in the comments as well, and let's see how we vibe. So, but wait, before I start, did you know, I just found out something about allergies, and I may be late to the party, but did you know that when you're having an allergy attack, that sometimes your allergy symptoms turn into a cold, like when you have the scratchy throat, the runny nose, the coughing, and sometimes you're like, is this a cold or is this allergies? Did you know that when you do not take your allergy medicines or your allergy medicine, and you just kind of just let it rock out, that your allergy attack can manifest into a cold? Not that allergies create colds. However, the weakening of your immune system, because your system is trying to fight whatever it thinks that the allergies are creating, it weakens your immune system, which in turn start to kind of migrate into a cold. So it's beneficial that when you feel an allergy attack coming on, to take your medicine to prevent getting a cold. I mean, colds are inevitable, but in this circumstance, when you're having an allergy attack and you know that your allergies sometimes turn into a sinus infection or a cold, you take your allergy medicine and you combat the inability to get the cold, or it'll stop the cold, what have you. So that's my fun fact for today. So today, the new moon, what you should be doing during this new moon is partial solar eclipse, because this was a very, very powerful moment. And it's my apologies, I couldn't get to you early, but you still have 48 hours. Well, it's 9:30 ET, so you have about 35 hours to still do what you need to do during this new moon, this partial solar eclipse, and it will still work in your favor. And today I'm going to do a card pull. I don't know, at some point during this video, to see who maybe I'm tapping into. I'm going to pull the card. I'm going to speak about the card, and you can tell me if it resonates with you. And if you don't want to say it in the comment section, you come to me privately on one of my pages, Instagram or Facebook, and you can let me know that you felt like it resonated with you. Tell me why you felt like it resonated with you without giving me too much information, because I would not want to compromise the integrity of what else I need to tell you. I will give you the rest of the information for free if I feel that you're the right person, the right querent that I picked up on when I did the card pull. Now, I will say it's crazy that I chose to do this, because my cards fell, and it gave me a wand, and wands in tarot represents the queen of, wands in tarot represents fire signs. So that's Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, right? Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Yeah, those are the three signs that wands represent in tarot. So the page of wands fell out. So that means that this may be a younger person that's a fire sign. And because we're in the season of fire right now, Aries, it could be that you're Aries, you're a Leo, or Sagittarius. I found it odd that that popped out. But later on, we're going to see if any more wands come out, and it is truly, in fact, directed towards a fire sign. So with that said, without further ado, let's get into this new moon energy, and let's take it from there. Again, we're going to just flow. In the great words of my friend Jennifer, we just flow. We just flow. We're going to just flow. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about my journey, how I got here. So just stick with me. You can fast forward through the parts that just has no substance for you. Take what you leave, as I always say, and leave the rest. Pass it on, share, like, subscribe, do all the things. But most importantly, make sure that you get something out of it so you can give something to yourself so you can give back to others. Let's get started. I don't want this video to be long-winded. Do I go into the 23-cent story now? Or do I go into the 23-cent story on another day? Because I really should make this about the full moon, the amethyst, and the rose quartz crystals, and the cardipole, right? So I think because I want to build the platform, and I want to have more people come in and watch what the 23 story is about, I think I'm going to record it and then I'll decide if I'm going to release the 23-cent story and how I got here. Because I think it's more important for you guys now to really get busy on working with your new moon crystal. And because of my allergy attack today, I was late getting this out and I'm so sorry. I promise I will do better. But my allergy pill just wouldn't let me be great. So let's get into this new moon energy. The new moon in partial solar eclipse came early this morning, Saturday, March 29th, but don't fret, you did not miss any opportunities. A lot of practitioners firmly believe that the new moon energy lasts for at least 48 hours before it starts to lose its strength. The moon this morning, if you were like me, you were knocked out at 6:57 a.m. when the new moon peaked, and the eclipse came quietly between 5:22 a.m. and 7:04 a.m. But I was probably on my 17th dream by then, so I certainly missed it. But I did make sure that I got in my journal entry, my meditation, and everything I needed to do, so I would be within my 48-hour window to get the opportunity of this brilliant new moon and this solar eclipse, which was so powerful during Mercury Retrograde. And I want to get a little bit into Mercury Retrograde and what that actually means. But if you missed it, don't worry. Don't fret. You're on the same wavelength as me right now. The energy is still wide open. Just to let you understand what new moons are for. New moons represent a fresh start. And the eclipse shakes things up, you know. So if you were looking to start something new, or you have some new fresh ideas, or you feel like you need to be realigned, now would be the time to get in your journal entries and your meditation and be very intentional with what you want to happen, so you can start putting yourself on a trajectory to have things come to you. Like I said, new moons are for fresh starts, and eclipse shakes up what needs to be realigned. So this is your time to get still, get honest, and get clear. So with that said, also be mindful of when the next full moon will come, which is just as important as the new moon and any of the other moons that light up the sky. So the next full moon, if I'm not mistaken, will be on April 13th. You can quote me on that because I'm almost certain, because that's my nephew's birthday. It will be on April 13th. And the next new moon follows it on April 27th, which is my aunt's birthday. So I shouldn't forget either one of those. The next full moon and the next new moon, full moon April 13th, next new moon April 27th. And if you love the energy of the eclipse, mark your calendar, because drum roll, the next solar eclipse will be on September 21st. So make sure you have a piece of paper, jot all this information down so you do not miss any opportunities to reap the benefits of the new moon, full moon, and September 21st, partial eclipse. And August 2026 will bring the full show. And we'll get more into that. So we're going to get more into that as we get closer to that, because I don't want to overwhelm you with all the things. So right now you need to focus on what the new moon is, how you benefit from it, what you need to do today, and what you need to do every new moon. And I will try to come back on during new moons and full moons. That is my goal, God willing. But today, right now, this is your moment. I need you to journal. I need you to pray. I need you to speak life into the things that you desire and be very intentional about what you want and what you feel that you're supposed to have. The universe is listening. It's always listening, but it's listening intently. And when I say the universe, who made the universe? God created the universe. It is all God's, his, hers, whatever you want to call God, whatever entity, whatever human name you want to give it. But the universe is listening and waiting to listen for you to come in and ask for the things that you want. Here are some gentle, non-intimidating rituals. We're going to learn to be comfortable with saying the word rituals. You can incorporate to honor this amazing celestial event. So one, the easiest one. Here we go. candle lighting and meditation. A white candle will suffice. The purpose is to create a sacred space for reflection and to invite clarity. Catholic churches light candles all the time. When you go into a church, you'll see them lit. So this is what you need to do. You need to find a quiet and comfortable space. Right now, I'm in my office space where I do my meditating and some of my journaling. You light the candle to symbolize an illumination of and new beginnings. Sit quietly, focusing on your breath, allowing yourself to center, reflect on areas of your life you like to transform or intentions you like to set. 2, then begin journaling your intentions. And the purpose for that is to articulate your thoughts and desires so you can have clarity and direction. It gives you clarity and direction. You're actually writing that down. So the steps for that is after you've lit your candle and you've done meditating, I want you to go to your journal and write down your intentions or areas you wish to focus on during this lunar cycle. Be specific and positive in your wording. Reflect on actionable steps you can take to align with these intentions. Okay? So the third one is, and I know this may be a bit much for some of you, but those who are a little bit more comfortable with themselves and don't care about what people think, we're going to do a burning and release ritual. So the third one, you could do 1, 2, or 3. And the purpose for the burning ritual is to symbolically release habits, thoughts, or situations that no longer serve you, making space for new growth. So what you'll do, pay very close attention. Make sure you write this down right because I don't want you to mess it up. Write down on a piece of paper what you wish to release. In a safe environment, light the paper with a candle flame, so the white candles you have already lit, and place it in a fireproof bowl. I like to go outside and just do it outside. If you live in an area like me where you can do that in your backyard, do that. If not, make sure you're in your bathroom or something, in your bathtub, and you just to feel like, so you can feel safe. As it burns, I want you to visualize the release of these burdens and feel the space opening for new opportunities. It may sound silly and crazy right now, but once you get the hang of it, you'll be like, okay, this feels amazing and this works. 4, if you have crystals like me, crystal cleansing. The purpose is to purify and recharge your crystals, aligning them with the moon's energy. So this is the steps that you would take. Here's one of my crystals, my rose quartz crystal. We'll get more into what this is for. Place your crystal on a windowsill or outside under the moonlight. Leave them overnight to absorb the lunar energy. This practice is believed to enhance their vibrational properties. So, 5, visualization and affirmations you can do during this new moon and solar eclipse. The purpose is to mentally and emotionally align with your goals and the universe's energy. So the steps are, you close your eyes and visualize yourself achieving your intentions. Use affirmations that resonate with your goals. Repeating them silently or aloud. Feel the emotions associated with these achievements and just really let them just lock into your consciousness and really, really, really believe truly what you are saying. You know, you have to, the whole point of this is, like I said from the first video, is conviction, clarity, and being consistent. For your personal comfort, you can choose rituals that resonate with you and align with your personal beliefs and comfort level. But you have to always make sure your safety first. Always practice fire safety during these rituals, because I don't want anybody to tell me that their house burned down on account of me. Use fireproof containers. Never leave the flames unattended, because I would hate, seriously, all jokes aside, I would hate for something to happen to anyone's property or damage to their things because they just didn't use common sense. So the power of a ritual lies in the intention behind it. And approach each practice with mindfulness and sincerity. Like, I cannot stress that enough. Like, the more sincere you are, the quicker it will come to you. By engaging in these gentle rituals, you honor the transformative energy of the new moon and solar eclipse. So, you know, you create a space for growth. You create a space for growth, renewal, and alignment with your higher self. I will post all of these steps below so you'll have them, but I wanted to come and say them to you because it's very important that you really understand how to do these rituals correctly, because if not, I just feel like you'll feel like things are not working. It was not that it's not working. It's because maybe you missed a step or you did something incorrectly. So next I want to get into talk a little bit about the crystals that I have, the rose quartz crystal and the amethyst crystal, which are really amazing crystals for me because amethyst helps me with my clarity and help me with my third eye chakra and my crown chakra. And rose quartz is for more self-love and just loving on myself. So, you know, these two, I have many crystals and I can just bring them on as we progress on this channel. But for now, we're going to talk about amethyst and rose quartz and what they mean to me and why you should get them and if they're the right crystals for you. Crystal picks you. You don't pick the crystal. So you go into a store, make sure that you allow the crystal to pick you, whatever you're drawn to. I would advise you to buy it. So with that said, let's move on to what these crystals mean. They're so heavy, oh my goodness. Real quick, we're going to talk about rose quartz and amethyst. The duo you need in your spiritual starter pack without a shadow of a doubt. These are the creme de la cremes of the crystals. The average person has them. Rose quartz is all about love, self-love, soft love, healed love. It's the crystal equivalent of a warm hug and a reminder that you are worthy, period. That's what this is about. Then there's amethyst. Amethyst, the vibe protector. It calms your mind, it sharpens your intuition, and keeps you spiritually tapped in. I have literally slept with this by my bed. I fell asleep with this in my bed. It's perfect for meditation or when you need to block out the noise and just tune in. One opens your heart, the other opens your third eye. So together, what do you create? Abracadabra. It's like magic, baby. So, you know, you can start with a small piece of amethyst and a small piece of rose quartz. They're so heavy to get you on your journey to collecting crystals. And I promise you, sleep. Just, you know what? Just do me a favor. If you're not a person that normally dreams, I would love to know how you feel after you purchase an amethyst and you sleep with it in your bedroom. Particularly with a glass of water beside it. I sleep with water beside my bed. Anyway, that's just what I do because I wake up thirsty in the middle of the night. But water also helps you remember your dreams and it helps keep bad dreams away. But when you sleep with amethyst next to your bed, when I mean the dreams that come through, baby, if you're ready to tap in and see what's really happening, you need to start sleeping with an amethyst crystal in your bedroom. The dreams that I had last night were crazy. And I noticed, and I've like tested it. I've taken the amethyst out of my room and was like, oh wow, look at the difference when I sleep with the amethyst and when I don't sleep with the amethyst. It's crazy. Get your amethyst. Let me know what you think. I don't know. Who knows? I may even gift amethyst or rose quartz or some form of a crystal on the channel. I mean, I have big crystals, little crystals. I even have crystals that are even like, it's tiny. I have all types of crystals. So, you know, for those of you who think I'm a witch, you get to see my witchiness, the witchy side of me. And here's my reading section with all of my cards and things. So, you know, I've learned to embrace and just shake what my mama gave me. Shake up the earth, shake up the planet, whatever you will want to call it. With the new moon and the solar eclipse energy, you have it's about what? 11 o'clock now, ET. So you have about 24 hours to do some writing and some journaling. You can use a regular notebook to journal, or you can use one of mine. You write yourself a check on what you would like to receive from the universe, what is already yours. You just, you know, the money's already in the bank. You're just going to withdraw it. And then you go to the next section of the book. After you've written your check, you claim it. It's like a pre-balancing of the checkbook, if you will. So every single thing that let me flip through quickly, that I have written on these checks, don't be trying to pause the video and try to see what I'm talking about. Everything that I wrote on those checks have come to fruition. Well, I just saw something that didn't yet. What I love about my notebooks is the fact that in the beginning of my notebook, you can write just, your thoughts, exactly what it is, mental notes. And the reason why I've named it Coffee Table Mental Notes while sipping wine and drinking beers, because everyone gets a sip. No matter your sex, creed, religion, whatever, race, everyone gets a sip. So in the beginning of the book, it's just where you can just jot down your thoughts, whether it's at work, your notes for work, or just your daily notes in your daily life. And then I have another section where you can just like scratch paper, where you can just like write down your thoughts, your fleeting thoughts. If you're like me with self-diagnosed ADHD, you write down your fleeting thoughts. And then I have the procrastination list. So it's called My Daily Procrastination. So I have it listed Sunday through Saturday, and every day you write down, and it could be a days that you don't procrastinate about anything. But for instance, say you're supposed to get something done on Sunday, right? And you write down, what is the thing that every Sunday you keep saying you're going to do, but you don't get to? So you write it down to remind yourself, to keep yourself on notice that you need to start being more intentional about the things that you need to do in your life, right? And then I have the gratitude and intention section, and it says, today I will be, today I will attract, today I will feel, today I will be I am thankful for. So what this section to me does, it keeps you in the realm of gratitude and intention. So it gives you a constant, don't forget to be grateful for the day. Don't forget to be intentional for the day. It's a constant reminder. It's like your time clock to remind you, like when you get off balance in your day and you're like, just feeling like you're completely in your human self and you're upset about something, or you're easily angered, you can come to this section, and at the end of the day, you can write down the things that you're grateful for and write down your intentions. So that's that section of the notebook. And then you have the I manifest section, where I outline how to manifest it and how you write your check. And then again, I have blank pages where you can manifest your thoughts and ideas. And then I have the checks where you can write yourself a check, to the universe, to the bank where all of your blessings sit and flow from. And the person who signs the checks is the universal creator, right? And again, then after that, you go to the claim it section and you balance it. And you write in the thing that you asked for in the check section. So I've plainly put this out. And then I have, for people who have self-diagnosed ADHD like me, and it's not me watering down people who were actually diagnosed with ADHD, because I know it's a very serious thing, but I truly, truly need to speak to someone to make sure that I am knowing what I'm talking about, that I really think that I have it, because I check all the boxes. I almost forgot. So I just put this in as an added bonus, so you can do a checklist, a to-do list, because life gets busy. And, I just wanted people to just have a notebook where you can just have this with you all the time, just pull it out and say, oh, I almost forgot to do the thing, right? So if you're like me, I'm constantly forgetting to do things. So, like for instance, if you know in the morning that when you go out, you have to take your friend Sharon this cup that you got her from your trip. And every day you leave out your house, you walk right past that cup for Sharon and you don't bring it. What you could do is you could write it in your notebook, and then you can leave your notebook right by your door, put your keys on top of this notebook, and you can just flip it over really quick and say, oh, I almost forgot to bring Sharon her cup. So that's what this notebook is about, and is the companion to my book that I wrote in 2022, Coffee Table Conversations While Sipping Wine and Drinking Beer. Again, because everyone gets a sip. It is about 130 pages. And it is a great read. It's a quick read for those who, don't like to read. You ever see that meme where the guy's like, it's a quick read. It's reader friendly. My last boss called it a bathroom book, which I didn't get offended by, because I did that intentionally. Because I wanted people to be able to get information quickly. And I have amazing quotes in between. So, do yourself a favor and get yourself this book. This book helps people who have had traumatic experiences learn how to cope and move forward in life to this point in your life where you are manifesting and you're working with the universe to grant you the desires of your heart. You see, this is what I'm telling you when I say that I have ADHD. If you have never experienced drinking from a glass straw, if you've never experienced this, do yourself a favor. Because what I've discovered, and this is tea, what I've discovered when you drink through a glass straw, the beverage goes into your mouth cold. Don't judge me. But that's like, when I take a sip, it keeps the beverage colder than it normally would with a clear straw. I said I was going to discuss Mercury retrograde. I absolutely know what retrograde is about, like the back of my hand, how it works for you and how it can work against you. But I am not going to act like I'm a guru and know the dates off the top of my head. So I will read that right now, and it can be completely clear that I'm reading it. So as of March 29th, we are currently in the midst of the first Mercury retrograde period of 2025, which spans from March 15th to April 7th, which is my mother's birthday. Happy birthday, mommy. This retrograde began in Aries. Of course it began in Aries, because Aries, you know, I ain't gonna talk about Aries. My mama was Aries, but you know, y'all Aries, y'all be a lot. We ain't gonna get into the Aries. You know, y'all shoot first and ask questions later. You know, if you with an Aries, please trust that if something goes down, they gonna have you back. Because Aries is about that life, okay? Aries is completely and utterly about that life. So shout out to Aries for Aries season. If my mama was an Aries, I'll be looking at y'all kind of sideways, because Tauruses are lovers, not fighters. But we will, you know, what is it? Nuck if you buck, buck if you nuck. I don't know. But we will do what we need to do when we need to do it, when it needs to be done. Because when we're not eating and sleeping and being in peace and sitting in grass and daydreaming and looking at the clouds, if someone ruffles our feathers, if you mess with the bull, you're going to get the horns. So, shout out to Aries. Back to what I was saying. The retrograde began in Aries and transitioned into Pisces on March 29th. Pisces, the emotional sign. But don't get it twisted. People think that Pisces are so emotional. Pisces will get you together and gather you by your edges and snatch off your wig, okay? Pisces is about that life. They with it and not with it, okay? So if you think that Pisces are soft and you can just walk all over Pisces, you are sadly mistaken, especially cusp Pisces. People say they don't believe in cusp. We'll get into that another day. But when you're a Pisces born in March Pisces, like March 18th, 19th, honey, those Pisces will get you together quickly. Okay. Trust me, I know. Dated a Pisces. They don't play. They're not to be played with. And let me tell you something. They hold a grudge longer and harder than a baby holds a bottle for the first time. And if you've ever seen a baby hold a bottle for the first time, they hold on for dear life, as if their life depends on it. That's Pisces. I can get signs all day for you. Let me comment below. Let me know which sign we're talking about next, because I'm all about the signs and I can tell you who you are. And stop saying, "Oh, I don't like Tauruses. I don't like Pisces." You don't even know fully what the chart is. So it could be a Pisces with a Taurus moon. So that'll make them totally different. You know, there are people tell me they don't like Tauruses, and I'm like, okay, but what is their moon sign? What is their rising sign? You probably don't like their rising sign. Like, you know, I can meet a Taurus that has a part of their chart being Aquarius. And I know Aquarius and me and Tauruses, they can kind of clash. So that could be why I don't really gel with a Taurus that has Aquarius in their chart. You dig it? You feel so? Anyway, back to what I was saying about retrograde. The pre-shadow phase started on March 1st. Setting the stage for retrograde's influence. Following the conclusion of the retrograde on April 7th, the post-shadow phase will extend until April 26th. My goodness. Gradually diminishing the retrograde's effect. During these periods, it's common to experience challenges related to communications, technology, and travel. However, these times also offer opportunities for reflection and reassessment. The next Mercury retrograde, because people say, we're Mercury retrograde again? Yes. The next Mercury retrograde in 2025 is scheduled from July 18th to August 11th. So it's April, May, June, July. Retrograde happens, people, every 3 months. So when you say, oh my God, is retrograde again? Yeah, because it happens every 3 months. Okay, now let's get into what happens during retrograde. Okay, so here's the thing. If you're a person who knows that you have been putting something off over and over again, retrograde reminds you, it's like a test period. So you have from April 29th until July 18th to get your stuff together, okay? Because from April 29th to July 18th is your period of correction, right? So you get to fix the things that you need to fix. And if you do not fix it by July 18th, when your tests come, which is retrograde, you will feel it the heaviest. I know someone that every retrograde, they wanted to quit their job. And I started taking notes on this and saying to them, I went to them and I said, listen, do you realize that every retrograde you say you want to quit? I've been documenting this. And they were like, wow, I never thought about that. Do you know when they finally end up quitting their job, it was during retrograde? So we're going to go with that analogy or that perspective. We're going to go on that and how that was so meaningful to retrograde, because this person, the universe was saying it's time for you to move. They were sitting in a situation for years and they were very amazing at their job, but it was time for them to move on to the next phase in their life. But they were so comfortable in where they were just stagnant. So every retrograde, they would be super challenged because God is saying, why are you still here? Why are you still here? Why are you still here wasting your time, my time, everybody else's time? You're holding a seat for someone else who needs to be here so they can get what they need to get from this so they can move on to the next phase. The longer you sit in this seat, the more you're holding people up. You see, because we're this whole big fabric, this quilt, if you will, of people. And everything that we do affect other people. Stay with me because I told you I have self-diagnosed ADHD. So I'm going to jump this conversation for a second. Case in point. In my new job, I'm ready to go. I'm in the middle of retrograde. Of course, I start a new job during retrograde. Why wouldn't I? Life wouldn't be life if I didn't, right? So I'm like, let me make sure I get up early, do the things I need to do because it's retrograde. So just try to combat the things that I know would normally happen during retrograde, like travel delays and glitches. So someone decides to lay on the tracks. I'm from New York. I work in New York. So I took the subway. Well, I attempted to take the subway to work. And it didn't work out for me because someone decided to lay on the tracks. And in New York fashion, though I feel, and I choose empathy for the person who laid on the tracks, it's like, bro, you're holding us up. Because that's how New Yorkers think. Like, bro, you're seriously deciding to lay on the tracks the day that I start my job? Or you're seriously deciding to lay on the tracks the day that my boss told me you have one more time to be late? It's like, you don't understand how one offbeat thing could change the trajectory for everybody. So it's so important that you're super mindful of what you do in your day, because you have to remember that we're all part of this amazing fabric. We're not in this world by ourselves. What one person does, we go in tandem. It affects what happens to the next person. So with that said, we're going to go back to the story about the person I know who would just procrastinate on quitting their job because they were comfortable. And every retrograde, it would get more intense, and it would feel she would feel more the need to leave the job. And so finally, when she finally left, she went to a higher position, way higher than the position she was in. And though it may have been challenging in her new position, it still was a step that she needed to keep her on her journey in the trajectory of what was the contract that she placed before she came to this planet. You with me? I hope you follow me, because we all have contracts before we come to this planet. So we'll get into that another time, because a lot of people don't understand the contract dynamic, but I'll be more than happy to lay that out for you too. So what retrograde does is, retrograde is a parent that keeps telling you, when I get home from work, I want that room clean. When I get home from work, I want that room clean. And they keep giving you passes and they keep giving you passes until one day they can't take it. And they're just like, you know what? I'm taking all your things, or you're going to get a spanking, or whatever they need. I don't want to condone violence. So they're going to take all your things. So just imagine that a parent says in their mind, I'm going to give this kid until I'm giving him 2 Saturdays to have a messy room. And then after that, I'm taking everything. That's what retrograde does. Retrograde says I'm going to give you 3 months to get your stuff together. And if it's not together, now I have to chastise you. I have to reprimand you for not staying on task. You have to stay on task. Because, see, we move and navigate through this life as if it's just, this thing that's just happening because we're just here. But you don't understand that before you came here, you set out a whole contract of the things that you were going to do. So when you get here and you see how stuff is running, you forget quickly that you had a contract. But retrograde is to remind you of that contract and to keep you on task. So when retrograde comes, it is advisable for you to make sure that anything that's getting in your way, anything that's making you be upset or throwing you off, any old relationships coming back, it's not just, oh, wow, Tom is coming back. Oh, I'm in love. No, remember what Tom did to you. Remember how toxic you and Tom's relationship was. Remember how much hurt and pain and anguish you went through when you were with Tom. This doesn't mean get back with Tom. This means we're going to come and check and see if you are healed enough in yourself to tell Tom, no, thank you, but no thanks. I've learned that lesson and I'm ready to move on. Then retrograde says, check mark for Erica. She got through that test. Oh, but you're not done because life is full of those tests. So every retrograde, normally you'll be tested on something in your life. Whether you're a procrastinator or whether you just you have a hard time making decisions, or if you just know that there are things that you're supposed to do in your life. If you know that you are really good at math and you know that you can excel in helping children and this lays on your brain and you just never pursue it, retrograde will continue to take money from you. Retrograde will do whatever it needs to do until you finally say, you know what, I think I need to go and start teaching math, because that's what the universe does. It'll keep nudging you until you finally get it. And retrograde is the butt whooping that you need to get you in alignment with the things that you need to do. So retrograde is not a punishment. Retrograde is a gift, because it's a gift to remind you where you are in your life, how you need to stay on task, and complete the things you need to complete that you have authorized or subscribed to before you got here. Are we on the same page? So retrograde is not a punishment. Let's say it together. Retrograde is not a punishment. Retrograde is a gift from God. Retrograde is a way for you to understand where you are in your life and what needs correction from what doesn't need correction. So when retrograde comes, and actually a couple of weeks before retrograde, you'll start to feel the remnants of it. You'll start to feel glitches and just start paying attention. The next retrograde is in July. You'll see at your job, the IT system is down. You'll see more train delays. You'll have more arguments with people. And every retrograde is not created equal. Like sometimes it'll be harder on Tauruses. It'll be harder on Scorpios. It'll be harder on different signs. So I'm going to start, hopefully, when July comes, outlining who or what signs retrograde will affect the most. And when I say what signs, you can't look at it and say, oh, good, it's affecting Taurus, I'm a Cancer. You need to learn your chart. Because if you're a Cancer and you have your rising or your moon or your nodes in Taurus, it can still affect you. So don't think that you're in the clear just because your sun sign is not the sign that's affected by retrograde. Are y'all with me? Because if you're not with me, put in the comments what you don't understand. I'll expound more on it in another video. So remember, your sun sign is the sign that you're born in. When you're running around telling me, what's your sign? Oh, I'm Taurus. Oh, I'm Capricorn. That's your sun sign. Your rising sign is how you look to the world. My rising sign is a Capricorn. So people view me as having all my stuff together, always being able to make money, probably being to myself a lot, not having many friends. That's how I project to the world. Not because I can't make friends. I just keep my circle small. That's a Taurus trait. It's a Capricorn trait. I'm a giver by heart. I'm a hard worker. So when people say, oh, Taurus is lazy, but I'm a Capricorn rising, I can't be lazy. Duh. I have my lazy moments because I'm a Taurus sun, but I'm a Capricorn rising, so that's how I present to the world. So to the world, it appears that I'm always working. I'm always doing something. I'm always, I'm writing a book. I'm doing this. I'm riding a bike. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. So you have to remember that your moon sign is a reflection. So we'll get into that another day, because when I found out that I was a Leo moon, I was devastated, because I always looked at Leos with a side eye. Okay. Because Leos are notoriously known. A lot of them are known to be fibbers, and but I know some who are very honest. But again, what's their chart? What's in their chart? They can have something in their chart of a very honest sign. So, when I found that I was a Leo moon, I wanted to cry, because I was like, why I gotta be a Leo moon? Because Leo moons are the ones that they're big headed, and they're egotistical, and they're this and they're that. And I had to educate myself on Leos more and understand how to not be those things. It's a beautiful thing when you find out what your chart is and you do your best to not be the negative things that your chart say that you will possess or you possess. And then look at the positive things and you start to work on that. So here's your homework. I want you to find out what your sun sign, what your rising and your moon is. You can just Google natal chart, and it will pull up, and I'll try to link it. It's probably easier for me to put these links in my Facebook, because I'm new to YouTube and I don't really know how much I can link. I will do my best to link it all here on YouTube, but if not, I will link it on my Facebook. With that said, we can get more into natal charts, rising moons, north nodes, south nodes. The nodes are, in astrology, what you did in your past life and what you should be doing in this life. When I mean mine are spot on, because I'm a Sagittarius North Node, I believe I'm a Gemini South Node, and mine is spot on. Everything that I'm doing right now, doing this YouTube video, teaching people spirituality, is all a part of my Sagittarius North Node. See what I'm saying, though? I have Sagittarius in my chart. So when they had a post the other day that says, what sign does Taurus not get along with the most? And so many people said Sagittarius. And I was like, I so rock with Sagittarius. It's crazy. But I have Sagittarius in my chart. Are y'all feeling me yet? You getting me? All right. So I'm jumping around. I'm like a little kid in the candy store because I have so much to tell you. And I'm just full of so much energy. But slowly, as I get comments, I will know what to focus on and what to slowly go into, so you can really grasp and get. I don't care who comments it. I'm going to hone in on the question, and I'm going to give you what you feel like you need. Get into these glass drawers. With that said, I'm going to end this video now. Share, subscribe, and I will see you guys hopefully next weekend, Saturday, on time. Retrograde. I blame it on retrograde. I'm a person who procrastinates, and I need to get better at that. So, with that said, I will do my best to do what retrograde wants me to do, and that's to be on time. I want to get into a card pull. So now for my favorite part of the video, we're going to get into the card pull. So, with that said, what I'm going to do right now, I have two decks. I have my Dominican playing cards, and I don't know what these cards are. I'll look it up later, but then I have some other cards, okay? So I'm going to do 2 card pulls, and if these cards resonate with you, comment and let me know in the comment section how it resonates with you, if it resonates with you or not, and I will try to expound on it privately for you, okay? Does that work? And if you feel uncomfortable, I can tell you right now, if you feel uncomfortable expounding on it in the comment section, inbox me privately, and I will expound on it for you. So what's crazy is there were 2 cards that fell out when I was preparing myself for this video. The 8 of Cups and the 8 of Swords. And we're back to that 8, the 8 number. The 8 of Cups represents the need to walk away from something. Someone is in the process of walking away from something. Well, it's giving me Wands and Pentacles. So someone is thinking about walking away from their job. They're thinking about walking away from their job, and they're apprehensive because they're scared of what's on the other side. But with the Fool card, it's saying that you have to take a leap of faith. This is a fresh new start for you. You should not be apprehensive. You need to go ahead and make that move because you're locking up all of your gifts by staying stagnant in the situation that you're currently in. I said I was going to do one card pull, and I hate when I do this because I end up doing more than that, but I think I'm going to stop there. So the 2 card pulls, I didn't even do the card pull yet. I'm going over the cards that fell out. So let's do the card pull, okay? Drum roll. Drum roll. Let's see the 2 cards and allow it to resonate with whoever needs to hear this. We're going to pull this card. Okay. And let's pull our Dominican playing cards. Our Dominican playing cards. Let's see. Oh, I cannot make this up. I'm going to take a picture. This is a sure sign that someone is in for a new relationship or a new union. So this means new work. Someone is, I can't make this up. I'm so happy I'm on camera. So you guys get to really see how these cards work. 8 of Cups. And I started with the 8 of Cups. Now, you know y'all saw it. The 8 of Cups. Someone is about to walk away from something into something new. But again, with the Hangman, it's saying that it's time to let the old thing go and be prepared for the new thing that's coming in. And it gave me the double signs. And it's saying that don't be apprehensive with the Page of Pentacles in reverse. It's saying that this is for you. Don't get in your own way. The 8 of Swords is saying, this is what I saw earlier too, the 8 of Swords. Someone is apprehensive about moving on from a new job that's very lucrative. And I think that you might be fearing that if I leave this job, which I am comfortable in, for another job that's more challenging, but is more money, what if it doesn't work? You get to decide if it works. It looks like this is going to work. I see you celebrating. I see you celebrating your new job. It's time for a new beginning. It's time for a new beginning. It's time for the Wheel of Fortune to move in your favor. And as long as you keep sitting in stagnancy and complacency, you will remain in the mediocre paying job or role. And, you know, you'll just be getting the bare minimum. This person, you may have been wanting to see someone and just have been apprehensive about seeing someone to talk to you about, or you may have said to yourself or thought it subconsciously, like, I just wish I had a crystal ball. Like, not literally, but figuratively, like, I wish I had a crystal ball. Someone can just tell me what I should do. I'm telling you right now, you looking for a sign. I am the sign. You need to go ahead and bust a move, okay? And this person, you may be a fire sign. You may be a Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. Right now, you have decisions to make about your money. I said I was going to pull one card. I cannot pull one card. So, anyway, this may be about you. I'm going to stop there, but it's in your favor. It's in your favor. You got a double confirmation. You got the 2 of Cups twice, and you got the 8 of Cups twice. So that tells me that someone definitely should be walking away from something into something new. This could represent your love life. This could represent your work life. This could be represent work that you love to do. This could be represent you walking away from something that you love to do, walking into something that is going to be just as beautiful for you, but more beneficial financially. Thank you guys for tuning in. I am Erica Harris. This is the Maverick Theory. And until next time, I will see you all next week. Have a good one. Go get that new job. Go get that new job. This is a bonus for the people who don't believe in tarot. These cards pair regular playing cards with tarot cards. For those of you who don't believe, the same cards that I pulled earlier in tarot, the same cards I pulled with Dominican playing cards, I'm showing you right here, right now, that the same cards are representative in regular cards you play spades, pity pack, tonk, bid whist with. So the next time you knock tarot and say, oh, it's not this and not that, and you're in the middle of a spade or even blackjack game and you're losing, take a look down at your cards and see what type of hand that you've been dealt, because likely you dealt yourself a spiritual hand and didn't even realize why you're not winning. Sometimes it will let you know, if you look at it from a spiritual standpoint, maybe I need to just walk away from the table. But if you would take that into consideration before judging something and knocking something before you try it, you probably be doing way better in life. or even blackjack. No matter which way you look at it, it still folds into some form of spirituality at the end of the day.